Hello, magic makers, and welcome to November. Here we go. Can you believe it? As we enter the month of November, you can expect that it's going to be a little bit chaotic. Really important that you take this first week of this month and do the deep rest. Let your body really move as it's called to move, because as the month gets moving, so does the acceleration. It's going to be a very bountiful, very perhaps chaotic, turnstile kind of month. And so we come into first the numerology, and if you like what's happening here, be sure to like, subscribe, share all the things, and stick around to the end so you know the 4 most important themes for you to embrace and embody to make this November a really magical month for you. So, first of all, numerologically speaking, yes, it is the 11th month of the year. 11 brings us the number of mastery, really moving into the a deeper well of understanding of who you are, what your inner strengths, your inner wisdom, and really giving you the tenacity to rise up in your remembrance no matter what. From a universal perspective, it is an 8 universal month. You take the year, which is 2022, that gives you the 6 plus the 1 and the 1, brings you the number 8. So it's an 8 universal month. The frequency that brings about all possibilities, right? It's the infinity. It also brings that consciousness of heaven looping back around to earth and you being the midline of it all. 7 is the true heaven to earth number. That was October, getting us prepared for the infinity of possibility of this 8 universal month. It's about money, it's about wealth, it's about abundance, it's about power, it's about influence. That's what the number 8 brings to you. So really attune yourself and your senses this month to what do you desire? And it really has a lot of effect upon your service, we'll call it, upon your business, your service, how you move in the world. It's a frequency of flow and abundance. So it's really essential that you make sure you're optimizing your flow, be very present, and check yourself, because it can also bring up that egoic piece, especially as influence prevails, as the veils are thin, you have opportunities to be seen, to be received, to be amplified. Your service has the opportunity to be amplified this month. And so there's a couple of key things here when 8 is around for you to check. One of them is your ego. So really be mindful of checking the egoic self, especially when opportunities prevail. Make sure that you are very conscious and cognitive. Am I coming from a place of ego, or am I coming from a place of service? And that is a question to ask yourself, and it's a question to really attune yourself back to, always wanting to lead with service. And then we move into the question, am I in service of self, or am I really truly coming into an expression of being in service to the collective? We are going through a time like no other on planet Earth, and we really are moving away from that competition into collaboration, into co-creation, into greater connection. So check yourself. And also, are you honoring your calling? Are you really truly moving from the authentic truth of what it is you're being summoned from a purpose level? The daily ask each and every day to optimize this energy is, show me this day how I might be in my greatest service. And then be very present to the information, the opportunities, the ahas, the ideas, the downloads, for lack of a better word, that come through, who's summoning you, who's reaching out to you, when you are in your meditation and you're coming into a greater connection with self, with source itself, with your higher self, all the wisdom. What do you know? Where are you being summoned towards? This is the 8 frequency. It has large effect on your business, your purpose, being acknowledged, being seen, being received for who you are, the magic maker that you are in this world. And it encourages you to really optimize the strategic approach, like being very conscious, very mindful of how you're showing up, of what you're intending, always coming back to setting intention for highest good, for greatest joy. You have an opportunity to bring in a lot of rewards, a lot of recognition. It stands in you standing in your authority. Right? The more you are willing to stand in the authority of what it is you know and how it is you know you're here to serve on the planet, it's not just about getting the accolades for that service. It's about the pathways, carving out others, stepping up to be in collaboration, communion, to see you in your greatest power, in your greatest worth, and inviting you to come into bigger, greater expressions. So it's a super powerful month for that. Let's move into the astrology. It's really important, as I said, to take this first week of this month to kind of rest, rejuvenate. You might feel a lot of exhaustion. There's a lot of energy up on frequencies on the planet right now. When you're summoned to rest, and we're coming into that, at least in the northern hemisphere, coming into more of that winter kind of falling away. It's colder. It's nestling in. Your body is requiring more rest. So listen to that. And you're also going to need it to optimize the energies that are coming as the month unfolds. It's an intense and a bit fiery month astrologically. We have the Sun, Mercury, and Venus all in Scorpio around the same time. So they're coming into, and then they're going to switch into Sagittarius. So there's a big turnover, and it's all within a week of each other. So you're going to have this entire kind of shift of energy, and it's going to show you how you can move into greater collaboration, how you can move against resistance and into allowance, how we can work together, how we can come together, how we can co-create. And then there's 4 planets that are all in retrograde, including Mars, which is the planet of war. And that's going to be until early 2023. There's definitely an opportunity this month to experience some instability, especially with that Mars retrograde happening, the planet of war. It creates a sense of instability, and this can be on a personal level. You definitely, most likely it will also have influence and effect upon the global world, on the global level as well. So on November the 8th, we move into the Taurus full moon lunar eclipse. And so we are still in eclipse season, right? It's the wild card. It is the last eclipse of the year, and it's going to really amplify. It's going to push these frequencies, push us out of our comfort zone so we can rise up in a greater expression. It to align you more firmly upon your pathway, upon your purpose here on planet Earth in this time. It's the great revealer. It's the great illusion cracker, if you will. It casts light through the shadows, and it reveals. It's also, things change really quickly in eclipse season. Things can be chaotic, energetically really hyper expansive, hyperbolic. It prepares you for unexpected changes. And to dance on your feet is what happens during the eclipse. It would be wise to ride through that eclipse on the 8th and that full moon, very intentional, very much in practice, in presence, perhaps in ritual or ceremony, more than like the wild that full moons can create or activate within you. It's really wise to be very discerning, very present, and to really ride through the frequency of it in a very calm and intentional space. And we can expect that it's just a real pivot time. It feels like a big pivot of shifts coming. Expect the unexpected and be prepared for anything, really. On November the 22nd, Sagittarius season begins. We move into the sign of Sagittarius. It brings us into higher learning, travel, adventure, kind of gets the party, that kind of social sort of feeling activated within us. And it's just, it's really ushering us into the holiday season. So be really mindful as we move into that Sagittarius, especially riding, the cusps of coming out of eclipse season. So on the 23rd, we have, just the day after, we have the Sagittarius new moon. And it's going to bring in kind of a reprise from a little bit of a chaotic energy as we ride through the mid-month. New moons are fresh starts. Right? It gives you this opportunity to create something new, to move into greater harmony, to set new intentions. And it's going to be a little bit of a dance between wanting to kind of be outward with the energy and really pulled into the new moon kind of energy. So dance with it and really utilize this moon frequency, as this new moon frequency on the 23rd, as an opportunity to set really clear intention. Oh, interesting. It's the 23rd. This is just coming through. And they're saying to set clear intention of what it is you're willing to become in 23. Right? Because we're riding through the cusp of welcoming the new year as we move into December at the end of this month, and going through gratitude, Thanksgiving, it's tradition here in the Northern Hemisphere, about really what it is it's about gratitude, right? It's about coming in and setting intention with this new moon. What are you willing to know, to experience, to become, as you're beginning to plant the seeds of intention to ride into the frequency of 2023 that's coming really rapidly. So be mindful and heartful, heartful of beginning to pray into what are you willing to activate as the 2023 energies are beginning to kind of bubble up and surface, to come into presence. So it's quite a robust month. What's really important is these next 4 themes of the month. And number 1 is presence. Presence is the number 1 key step in all things. It's the foundation of the book that I'm writing. It's step 1. We must be in presence in order to prevail, is what Spirit's saying right now. And that's a fierce presence. It's letting go of the backwards gaze, letting go of the future projection. Be here now. It is the way for you to optimize your greatest frequency. You must choose to be in full presence no matter what is happening, because it's the way that you access your communion and connection to the earth and to higher consciousness. It's also the way they're saying presence prevails, right? Presence prevails. So when you're in presence, you can ride through any kind of chaos that might be before you. Presence allows you to be the eye of the storm, no matter what is happening. Stay in your fierce presence. And then when anything is like swirling, that presence allows you the capacity to calm the swirl and therefore redirect the energy to create what it is you want. Remember, nothing is happening to you. It's always happening through you. And you are in co-creation of the experience. So presence, presence, presence. Number 2 is pivot. Through your presence, you will be more greatly able to pivot on a dime, on a moment's notice, and in a direction that perhaps they're saying will more greatly serve you. Remember, this 8 month is bringing in these opportunities to be seen, to be in higher levels of service, to receive, to be the accolades and the abundance and all the things for all the hard work you have done. So you also have to be able to, if you're present and you're not attaching, then you can pivot on a dime. And what they were saying is, energetically, is you must be ready to move without attachment this month. It resets many things energetically, and it is the preparation for 2023. So be unattached, present, and willing to pivot at any point in time when your soul or spirit is directing you. We have to change directions, and we have to do it quickly. Number 3 is patience. In all things, allow patience to prevail. Patience of self, patience of the journey. Be patient with others. People, humans are going through so much transition, so much transformation. Everything is very heightened. Actually, the word pause is coming in. Pause for patience. Everything is very heightened. Time is collapsing. We are feeling the accelerations, all moving so fast. It's hard to keep up. A day is like a blink of an eye. The year is ending. It is so important that through your presence and through your pivoting and through your patience, you can allow greater love to emerge, holding greater space for yourself through the big transitions that are upon you and for the collective. It is part of your purpose. And the final is to persevere. No matter what, you have got to take a stand and to keep moving forward. It is critical to allow all the success to bubble forth and to not give up. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't give up on each other. Don't give up on your desired outcomes. Through this presence and the pivoting and the patience and the perseverance, the truest light of you shall prevail in this month. And it is so important to anchor that light in as your optimized frequency. You are the creators of this new earth. It is happening through you. So give in to rest. Take care of yourself, stay the course, attach to nothing, allow for everything, ride through the waves, and always, always come back to knowing that your greatest purpose on planet Earth in this now moment is to be an activation of love and of light. So November is here in all of its frequency, all of its beauty. It is the mastery of the 11 that we bring in, and we ride through the infinite possibilities of the 8. I am sending so much love to your light. Together we rise, and cheers to November.